Hello, welcome to Yars Rising. I'm GP, also known as cutefangies, and welcome to this video submission for Escape Qotech normal invincibility hack off and FIFE allowed. Now, a lot of things have been said right now, and I'm going to quickly explain those as we go. But first of all, normal means we're going to be playing on normal on normal difficulty and not pro mode, as you can see here. We're going to go into normal. And invincibility hack off means that there's going to be hacking minigames in this game. That means we're not going to be able to have a nice bow. We're going to have the full experience of tough hacking, tight platforming, and all of it. I'm going to explain more about the game as it comes through, but the current category that I'm running is a category that basically came out of nowhere with a very, it basically is a very recent development that happened thanks to Reiju, a glitch hunter who found this basically out of nowhere, and it basically made a giant split, like a board split, because it was so powerful. And this is what I'm going to show right now. So I'm going to do a quick countdown. Time's going to start when I select the save file. It's going to be a white flash on the save file, and it's going to be easy to find it. So 3, 2, 1, go. So Yars Rising is a 2024 game released by WayForward. It's kind of like one of the typical Metroidvanias in the sense that it's kind of linear, but also they have a little bit of interest in making the game go like a little out of nowhere. To mention, Escape Qotech is not a full-run game. It's only going to cover the first 2 acts of the game, and it's going to end with a escape. Basically, we escape this giant building of Qotech. Now, as you can see right now, I'm just walking down, and the beginning of the run is going to be the main focal point of this run, because it's going to be we're setting up for FIFE, which stands for full invincibility for Emmy, our main character here. Yeah, we're gonna give her full invincibility, and it's gonna allow something that is unusual, because you will see that it's more of a ghost mode, sort of ghost zombie mode for Emmy, rather than an actual full immunity to everything that's gonna come up to us. But yeah, Metroidvania, a little bit of platforming. There's going to be, the gimmick of the game is the hacking minigames that are based on the Yars Revenge series of game from Atari, the Atari 2600. And basically, they kind of are the same thing, but they try to make it more and more interesting so that people get, even more than what they give. It's a lot of iteration and variation on the thing. So this is why I think that the hacking is very fun and still very interesting.
Going pretty good. Unless I just jinxed it. I hope I didn't jinx it.
Right now, just a little slow start. We're skipping cutscenes, we're going around. And now we're going to be actually setting up for the FIFE. So FIFE happens when our main character Emmy goes under 0% while in the options menu, it actually continues the game, yet it doesn't trigger Emmy's death time. So basically, she just stays alive despite being at 0%. Now, the good thing is that with this, we can do a couple of things. First of all, enemies do not recognize us at all. The only way they can recognize us is if we actually enter their own, model, their 3D model. But even with this, they will not try to attack us because, even if they try to attack us, the attack is going to deal 0 damage. But also, they usually will not try to attack us. So here, this robot normally is here to block any access. It doesn't deal any damage, it just says, no, you can't go this way. But with FIFE, we can actually skip this. And this will lead into a giant sequence break, because right now, you might know, if you know about the game a little, you might be noticing that I am definitely not getting a very important part of the game, which is Zolan Shot. No, I'm actually getting Tryonic Nibble first, and that's because we're actually skipping Zolan Shot in any way. So here I'm going to quickly focus on Tryonic Nibble. just need to eat that entire barrier. Here, as you can hear, the Qotech has a 5 count before attacking us, so that's what I'm counting in my head to make sure everything's going fine. And that was a very good nibble. Nothing to complain about. And yeah, and you might be thinking, okay, that's cool, just a sequence break, getting nibble very early. But what else does it let us do? Well, it lets us actually ignore Zolan shot. And while in the main game, ignoring Zolan shot might be a danger, here, because we're not only playing through the first 2 acts, we're actually going to be going way faster than the normal category without FIFE. And that's why this makes this run very interesting.
Later.
And so with this, we're gonna head immediately to the final boss instead of having our two big augments per act.
Time to.
Also, there's a lot of things that happen with Zolan shot not being caught, like there's gonna be audio bugs and stuff like that, but they only appear way later. If you've seen Yars Rising runs before this, you might also recognize that I'm not doing anything regarding death abuse. That's because death abuse in the game actually stops FIFE. If you save or die at any point that is not that actually die at some point while you have FIFE is going to be removed from you. So this is why I'm not getting a death abuse setup here by saving and then using it to go faster after burning Sentinel. So as you can see, the gods barely get us. Usually this game has a big thing about stealth, but with FIFE, it makes the game almost a joke in terms of actually getting through most of the game. It makes the game easier, but at the same time, doing it shotless is basically one of the hardest things in the game because, well, we're gonna have a weapon, like a way to damage enemies very soon. The only weapon we have at the beginning is this nibble. While the nibble is mostly made for eating energy barriers, it does still deal damage, which is very important. Otherwise, we wouldn't be able to even, like, attempt a run like this. So yeah, so at this point, the only thing I'm doing is kind of going through the motions of the first part of the game, because there's not much to do. Here you can see a little bit of the hacking. I'm doing... we have the ability to shoot. Normally you should be having this ability by shooting, but also it's dependent on every hacking minigame. Every hacking minigame has its own set of, like, what they want you to do and everything, and you sometimes get the ability to shoot or not. For example, here, I'm going to be having this little minigame, which asks us to defeat those Silhouettes. Yes, when we were saying there's a lot of references to the 2600, we weren't lying. But with this, we're about to reach Burning Sentinel being the first boss of the game. Burning Sentinel is kind of a tutorial boss in the sense that its patterns are very easy to dodge and everything, and it also comes with a little tutorial, like final boss tutorial for anything hacking related. So this is why it's very interesting. Also, skipping the story, what's happening is that Emmy has been found and found escaping her detention cell, which we never got into. And now, because we cannot be contained, we need to be defeated. So, actually, we're not. Because we're currently invincible. So, Burning Sentinel would be very frightening if not for the fact that we are invincible. Mainly, the one thing that we're doing is we're gonna keep nibbling and try to make sure that Burning Sentinel dies on a good cycle. Every phase starts this from the background to the foreground attack, after a certain amount of damage, which, by the way, have been calculated by Lucifer973. Very, very useful info that we have managed to release very recently about the game. We went through all of the enemies in normal mode. We do intend on making this the same for pro mode, but right now we're just gonna be defeating and hoping that we get on good cycles with Burning Sentinel here. Does seem like we're getting something good, so... Basically, what we want to see the least is everything that makes it go in the air like this, because it's far away. It's away from the range of the nibble. Once he goes into this, we can continue into the hacking minigame, which is going to be very easy. It's just a set of 3 hacks that are going to require us to just do the usual. Go nibble the Qotech, go into the ion zone, and then shoot. So yeah, pretty simple, pretty easy, and makes for a very nice stroll fight that we basically do very good against.
Time to cool off, buddy. All right. Sorry about the mess.
Now that we have done that, we're basically trying to go to Act 2, because
Back again, huh?
we still don't
You
have
guys
any
should
way
feel
of actually
insane.
escaping Qotech for the moment, so we're just gonna try to go around and find new ways of poking around. So yeah, at this point, I would offer for like donation reading, any text club that your marathon would like to talk about, or anything, because it's going to be a little bit of a transitioning moment before we get into the much more like there's going to be more action that I would love to talk about as it comes.
Yes, it's me, Mrs. Davidson. Check my badge if you don't believe.
Also, if you haven't noticed, this game's soundtrack is a banger, and I would highly suggest you go listen to it on YouTube or Spotify.
Hello, Emmy's cubicle. Not anymore, I guess.
I should mention also that if you want me to remove Emmy's lines, like little blurbs that she's saying while she's traveling around, if you want that to be removed, I can do so, but I like to keep them. They give a lot of charm to the game, and Emmy wouldn't be the same without them. So now that we get here, we're basically... The game is kind of telling us to go to the right and checking if the lobby doors are open, but we already know they're not open at this point. We're trying to find a new exit. So we get introduced to water. Unfortunately, nothing with water is going to happen in this run because any upgrades related to walking on water or going underwater are way further away. They're not in Act 2. Oh, I'm not getting a nice... Okay, I did it good. It is a bit tight to go into holes that are just 2 openings away. But with this, you can see that FIFE is basically trivializing a lot of the danger around. Makes for like a very direct speedrun where basically it's more of your platform ability than your ability to dodge enemies that is, you know, asked of you.
Okay, seriously, what crazy parkour enthusiast designed this building? No.
I should also mention that Escape Qotech basically is kind of a category that we made for making it more accessible for people to go speedrun this game, because we really want people to enjoy this game for what it is. It's not the perfect game. I'm sure that people would have a lot to say about better Metroidvanias compared to Yars Rising and stuff. Especially same games that released alongside the same time. But I still find this game to be oddly charming, and it kind of showed in the fact... Oh, also, I'm gonna... Sorry for the blurriness, it's a glitch that I know happens and I should not do, but it still makes me laugh a little. So here, I'm gonna aim like this. Oh. The blurriness is gonna disappear in a little bit. It will... I promise it's not a main issue. The blurriness will disappear once I get another of those like visuals that remove the like that also have the blurriness in the back. But yeah, Escape Qotech basically the any percent is around 1 hour 40, although we have not done any run with FIFE considering the recent development of FIFE. But the current world record for any percent is 1 hour 39 something, which is very good, but also kind of a bit too long if people are interested in runs that are, you know, under an hour. So this is where it comes. Also, fun challenge during this game in the blurry mode. What I'm trying to hit here are mines that can be activated if they're close to you, like you're in their firing range, but also you can just shoot them. So that's, you know, an easy way of doing it. What's very funny about the blurriness is that it affects everything. But yeah, since Escape Qotech is a very like faster category, especially if you do it shot list like I'm trying to do, it ends up being around 30 minutes to 40 minutes, depending on the category you do. And it would be very fun for people to start getting interested in the game like this before being like, okay, I'm gonna dedicate myself to doing any percent, A to Z, or all biohacks, which are the other categories in the game. There's also an entire thing. If you like the hacking minigames, there's an entire category named Emmy's Hack List, which is basically the ability to just go through the game, to go through all of the hacks in the game and run those. There are also the ILs for the game. But with this, blurriness gone, let's go get our next augment, which is going to be our main way of dealing damage from now on. So here's Destroyer Missile. Unfortunately, I'm not getting good shots, which is a bit sad, but we're gonna live with it. Oh, unfortunate. Let's go. But with this, we unlock Destroyer Missile, which is, like I said, the main way of dealing damage. Now, obviously, you've seen me save before this, and that's because the main problem of FIFE is that you do not get back... if you shoot Trions, if you manage to have Trions or health dropping, they actually will not actually be collected. They will just remain like this and be forever, like, they will just be welling around you if you have gravitar. So this is where the situation is. You have to manage between being on FIFE and not being able to refill your Trions / health. I mean, health is not really a big issue, but Trions is a more important issue. Or you're on, you're trying to basically have a, you need to have Trions back, and so you're actually putting yourself at the risk of dying. So right now, what I'm doing is I'm trying to set up another FIFE. I'm gonna put myself in the options, and I'm gonna wait a little. Okay, I think we're good. I can actually tell if we're good because some of those damage dealing things create a make my control vibrate. Also, here's Centipede. just a fun time. But with this, I have FIFE back again, and for the moment, I'm not going to need more try-ons, so I'm on a good situation. And I can definitely go for the next part of the game, which is going to be getting our next augment, Grasshopper Legs. Also, exemplifying the fact that we're not going to be able to pick up those try-ons. As you can see, the try-ons, despite being at the feet of Emmy, do not get collected. Risk-reward, all of that system. But right now, we're going to be entering a zone that we kind of love and hate, because it's going to be a lot of cutscene skip. So at this point, if you want to talk about donations and everything, be my guest. It's probably one of the best times, because I'm just going to be sitting there and skipping cutscenes for the next 40 seconds. And now that we scream for Mal, we're good.
What is that? No, 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 no.
Oh, very fast with crawler here.
Ew, so gross.
Here's some little centipedes that we're going to be using later for setting up FIFE. Because we're going to need to remove FIFE for a sudden thing. But I'm not going to spoil it. So once again, another self section that's going to be trivialized by FIFE.
Do you have a coupon for that, ma'am? You bet I do.
I'm trying to do Grasshopper Legs when I don't even have Grasshopper Legs. Not a great idea. Gonna set up so I don't miss it. Normally in the original, like if you're doing this run without FIFE, this part of the game is very tight. You need to be able to manage your health before you get into that save point and refill. But with FIFE, it's just a breeze. You basically need to not care about it. Just go for everything.
Whoa, that's a big mama.
So yeah, FIFE basically introduces... if you're doing shotless, FIFE introduces a lot of difficulties, but also some nice things, like you trivialize a lot of the platforming, but bosses become very tighter, very difficult compared to usual. But right now we're getting close to Grasshopper Legs, and we're gonna get into the hacking minigame, which is also one of my favorites, and one I devised the hacking route, so you can easily hack it in like
Qotech anymore? 'Cause this
a few
looks like
seconds.
sewer.
So yeah, those routes are supposed to be safe yet safe yet fast, because it's a speedrun. Of course, we're trying to go fast, but it's always nice to be able to have safe routes in those video games. But with this, we gain the ability to wall jump.
That is pretty fun.
I agree, Emmy. Wall jumping always sounds very fun. But with this, we got both tools to go for our final boss of the run, Black Widow. Now, I'm going to say this, that Black Widow is probably the main thing that's going to make the run a little unsafe, because Black Widow will rely on us managing our missiles very carefully.
Let's not fight, little guys.
While she does have ways of giving us ways to refilling try-ons, those are not set, and while there's a bit of manipulation going on, I'm still I cannot confirm that everything is going to go up to plan. So if there's any deaths that are going to happen in the run, those are probably going to happen by Black Widow. But with this, because we're gonna need to get back some try-ons, I'm gonna undo FIFE, save up, and we're gonna get into the boss fight.
Oh, wait!
Gonna skip the cutscene, and then we're gonna go into explaining Black Widow's gimmick.
Wrong.
So, as you can see, Black Widow is a Arachne lady. And basically, her entire thing is that she will send energy balls at you and eggs that are going to spawn her little kids, but also can refill our Tryon very nicely. As you can see, well, she does it immediately for us. I'm going to try to bait her moves.
A silver tongue will not prevent your demise.
Nice.
Take the compliment.
Okay, so now she has a layer of silk around her, which is only breakable using the missile. She's being very nice, giving me a lot of eggs right now. Okay, so that's fine. Good. Okay, very good. She's being very nice. I am very surprised that it's still happening. Okay, nice collecting. Okay, good. I hope she gives me an egg very quickly. Okay. I'm gonna actually tank that one because I'm gonna need to get all of them. And now we spam. That was a very good Black Widow. If I end up getting a new time, that's gonna be ridiculous. But with this, we can escape Black Widow. I'm not gonna heal at the next save point because obviously more health means it's gonna take longer for us to set up the FIFE. But also, at this point, the only problem that's gonna come our way is this hack. This hack is a bit more difficult than most of them, and that's why I'm gonna focus. Okay. I'm gonna go... Cool. Good. Very good. We're gonna now go into the escape sequence. Cool. So now, if I don't mess up, we're gonna be golden. Okay.
These guys are Qotech security, or just like a gross.
I didn't feel it, but yeah, good.
Either way, I hate them.
Sometimes vibration happen during the options menu, and that means I can't do anything about it, and I cannot feel them.
Spawning things. I'm just gonna shoot them. Gotta book it before I end up in one of these tubes.
Yeah, with this, you can really feel the escape energy. We don't have really a timer for it, but it's still a very good energy for an escape sequence.
I'm a little lost. Can you direct me to the bathroom?
Oh, yeah. So head past the killbots and lasers, then take a left at the gross alien bugs. Can't miss it.
I might be able to get a new world record. Incredible. Well, I hope that this is proof that you should get this game into your marathon, because even today, we're still continuing to make big strides in this game.
Elevator. I can get back to the lobby now.
So time is going to come very soon. It's the moment where Emmy is no longer on screen when I'm going to cross the door
Actually die today.
on this screen. So, and time 28 on the dot. Incredible, really incredible. Well, that's a new world record, but also that was a submission video.
I can't believe I actually made it out of there. I mean, sure, that was the objective, but still, go me.
Go you, Emmy.
So,
the objective has been
wants to
completed.
find out exactly
So yeah,
what is
this has
going on
been
in
Yars
Qotech,
Rising Escape Qotech,
but
normal
The
invincibility
other part
hack
of me
off
says,
with
screw
FIFE
that.
allowed.
yeah, let's go home.
I
If
would
the
love,
magnet train is still
I
running, or
would love
I'm
for this
gonna
game
get
to be
very wet out here.
at marathons. This has been a very fun game to run, especially with the discovery of FIFE. It has made the game go way faster than what it should be, and it's very, very fun to go through. But with this, I would like to say thank you
There we
for
go, finally
anyone
friends. I use
who has
these
contributed to the making Yars Rising the beautiful speed game that it is. Especially Raichu, my co-moderator on the SLC page, Lucifer9783, who has done extensive work on the numbers for damage, and Reiju, who has found both full invincibility for Emmy and Poor Girl's invincibility hack, which is a glitch that only happens in Act 5. So something that we will not be able to see in Escape Qotech, but still big props to them. I hope you enjoyed the run, and with this, I hope you consider Yars Rising for your marathon. Bye-bye!